Friends, welcome back. Govind this side. This is the chapter 15 where we are going to look how to deploy multiple Spring Boot microservices using Docker Compose. So in our previous video, we saw how to deploy multiple Spring Boot microservices to Docker container using Docker networking. Okay, but previously we had do the some step manually, like we have created the Docker network manually. After that, we start that container manually and deploy our images on that container. That all three steps we did manually in our previous example. Okay, so that step now will do automatically by using Docker Compose. Okay, Compose is a tool for defining and running the multiple container Docker applications. With Compose, you use a YAML file to configure your application service. Okay, so basically here we need to create the Docker Compose YAML file, and with only one command we can achieve the microservices communication in Docker container. So let's start. So this is my two microservices. One is consumer microservice and other is producer microservice. Okay, so in producer microservice I have created only one controller. Here is one test controller. Okay, and get mapping of data, and this is the data produced by producer, one endpoint. Same in consumer, we have created one controller, test controller, get mapping, see data, and this consumer calling the producer microservice. Okay, so this is a producer microservice. Okay, so we have created two microservices. Okay, all these things we already discussed in our previous video. If you are new to this channel, so I request you to go and watch my previous video. Okay, so this is a simple two microservices, and in both microservices we add one Docker file. Okay, here one Docker file for consumer. Okay, and here is another Docker file for producer. Okay, to create the Docker image we create the Docker file. Okay. After that, we create the Docker image by using this command, docker image build -t. So I have created the two Docker image. One is employee consumer, and other is employee producer. Two Docker image I have created. Okay, and now come to the point on Docker Compose. So now we have created one Docker Compose file. Okay, so in this Docker Compose file, first here we give a name services. So two services, consumer service and producer service. You can give any name here. Okay, doesn't matter, whatever name you want to give, you give any name. After that, image. Okay, so I have created the image name employee consumer, employee producer. You can see here there is a image name employee consumer, same employee producer. So I have created two images, employee producer and employee consumer. So I have provided image name and container name. So you can give any container name, whatever you want. You can give container name, means that container run inside your network with this name. So you can give container name whatever you want. Okay, and here is a main important is network. So here is a network. Okay, so this is simple YAML file I have created. Okay, now you can keep this YAML file anywhere inside your system. Okay, anywhere. So I have kept in some E drive. Okay, so now on this location I have just type one command, docker compose up. Okay, with this command container is created. Okay, this container is created, two container is created, and two container running inside this network also created. Container also, first two container created, employee consumer C, employee consumer P, two container created, and these two container running inside consumer producer net. Okay, so I have not did any step manually. Okay, network created automatically, container created, and container started automatically inside that network. Okay, so with the Docker Compose we can easily achieve the microservices communication inside Docker. Okay, so If you have any doubt or any suggestion related to this video, you can ask me in comment. Okay, thanks for watching.